Welcome to the HElayers Software Development Kit instructional setup video. In this video, we'll walk you through how to download, set up, and run the HElayers SDK on your IBMZ machine. For the HElayers SDK to run, you'll need a running Docker engine on your system, running version 19 or higher, and a working internet connection with the ability to pull the latest HElayers instance from Docker. For the ideal best results, the system that you are running it on will have at least 32 gigabytes of memory available. Note that the HElayers SDK has been tested on S390X and x86 architectures, and has runtimes for Linux on IBMZ, Z15 and Linux 1.3 and later, ZOS container extensions, Windows 10 subsystem for Linux, and Mac OS. For this demonstration, we'll be using the Python version of the SDK that runs in a Jupyter notebook. So let's get started. Step 1. Open a terminal and connect it to your IBMZ machine. Step 2. Pull the latest Docker image. Once you are connected, you can pull the latest image to your local Docker repo using the docker pull command. Type into your terminal the command docker pull and then the name of our image. Start with the domain icr.io/HElayers / and then the name of the repo, HElayers-pylab-s390x, followed by a colon and the word latest. Everything to the right of the colon is the tag, which is how we are versioning the images. In this case, we are using the tag latest, which will always give you the newest version of the image. When you are done typing that out, go ahead and hit enter, and it will download the whole image to your local Docker repository. This will take at least a few seconds. Once it's done downloading, you can check that it exists on your local system by typing the command docker images. The image named icr.io/HElayers/pylab/s390x should be listed in the repositories. Step 3. Run the image in a container. Next, we need to run the image in a container and map the port internally to something external so you can view it via your web browser. The command for that is docker run-p for port that we map to 8888:8888. Then -d so it continues to run in the background. Then we give it a name with the --name option. We call it HElayers-pylab. And then it needs the image to run, which is icr.io/HElayers-pylab-s390x:latest. After finishing typing that, hit enter, and it should return the container ID that the image is being run in. If for some reason you need or would like to uninstall to reinstall the image, you can do the following. List the running Docker containers with docker ps-a, copy the container ID associated with the container that's currently running our image, then type docker stop and paste that container ID, hit enter. Then we can try docker container rm and paste the ID again. Then we want to list the current Docker images by typing docker images and hitting enter. Then we want to remove the image completely with docker image rm, finding our image, which is icr HElayers pylab-s390x, and copying the image ID. Paste the image ID into the command and hit enter. When completed, you can safely then pull the image and run the container again by repeating steps 2 and 3. Step 4. Access the Jupyter Lab. After the container is running, we switch to a web browser and navigate to the URL of the system that you are hosting it on, running on port 8888/lab, followed by !token equals demo-experience-with-FHE-and-Python. Hit enter and it will open the Jupyter Notebook table of contents in your web browser. On the left-hand side, you can see a list of tutorials to choose from, all starting with numbers that progress, ascending from and starting from 0. Open the first one, 00 Getting Started, by double-clicking on it. This is the landing page of the HElayers software development kit and a starting point for learning about FHE, how to use, and where to go from here. The next one to open is number 1, titled FHE Basics. Double-click to open that notebook, and then as good practice, you can click the Restart Kernel and Run button on the top menu. This tutorial will run through the basics of how to use the software development kit. This will show you how to create a context to work with encrypted data, as well as how to encrypt, decrypt, add, multiply, and rotate vectors in an FHE environment. You can access as many guides as you like. For example, the neural network credit card fraud demo. Double-click on number 2, neural network fraud detection, and just like before, click the Restart Kernel and Run buttons on the top menu. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to us directly via email at phestart@us.ibm.com. Thank you.